Dear friends, today we will write a story about a person who entered a competition and surprised everyone by winning. Mitch Monroe is a rash, gruff 11th grader who only appears in a teacher's worst nightmare. Upon arriving to school perpetually late, he would disrupt class with his grotesquely loud snores and pods of drool oozing from his mouth. When asked about his assignments, Mitch is the first one to shoot his hand towards the sky and brazenly admit, "I didn't do it, miss." Notorious for his rowdy behavior toward his fellow students, he's even more infamous with the principal. Constantly being told to show some respect, he seems to be incorrigible beyond recognition. That is, until he signed up for the state chess championship. Rakos was the least to say the atmosphere of the assembly hall when Mitch Monroe was called upon the stage as the principal introduced this year's prospective champions. Among a band of elite straight A+ academics, Mitch looked oddly out of place. No surprises there for a jester with his shirt untucked, shoelaces undone, messy and overgrown facial hair. And I wondered why I had pitted him. Apparently, rumors broke out that Mitch participated to redeem himself to his teachers and family. I was sure that this was just another practical joke of his to gain unrivaled, yet pointless attention. Mitch succeeded all right. But only because he was a loser. Just as I had forecasted, he was hopelessly trashed by a minor chess player. Imagine what would have happened if he faced a professional player. Enough said. After lunch, Mitch returned to class where suddenly he was circled by a group of gleeful students who guffawed at him and jested. "Loser, attention hog and wannabe." Infuriated, Mitch shouted in everyone's face and said, "This mark my words, everyone. Mark my words. I am going to do whatever it takes to win this competition and you all will be sorry you ever looked down at me." Famous last words, I presumed. Second round beckoned the following week and oddly, I was looking forward to his arrival at the school library where the competition took place. It came as a heartwarming surprise that others looked eager for his presence. And there he goes, stomping his worn-out shoes towards the center of the stage where his fellow competitors had been yawning for the past 10 minutes. Wait a second. Mitch is going to be blown to smithereens, as his opponent is a champion for the second time. What a legendary battle. You should have seen how Mitch skillfully dedicated the game. Every move he made brilliantly earned a 2-move advantage because his challenges were manipulated into every desired square. Dare I say it, Mitch looked like a champion. He looked like a winner. Mitch Mitchell Monroe, the most shabby and most ill-behaved walking disaster, defeated our school. It was utterly incredulous. The following week arrived in correspondence to the third and final round. The winner would be crowned state champion and would proceed to the national championship. I was literally shivering to the bone and chewing off my nails in anticipation for the finalists to arrive. Finally, they came, one being a mathematical whiz kid, the king of manipulation. The other, fighting to redeem himself as a top student. With a bright future. Let the game begin. As every 10 seconds of the game passes, the upper hand seems to be shifting allegiances as every move was filled with prowess, yet deceivingly simple to the naked eye. It was magnificent. Each player seemed to have complete control over the other in a single move. It was magic. However, with less experience, Mitch looked palpably tense. Sweat dripped from his brow to the chessboard. He bent his head between his knees in dejection, to the sorrowful sigh of the crowd from behind. Everyone was quiet. The atmosphere was so still and manifestly burdened with flabbergast. I couldn't handle it anymore. I cheered Mitch's name and that inevitably triggered a chain of cheers as every single student backed Mitch in the room. It got more thunderous and electrifying with every move. The saga resumed with each of the players attacking each other's pieces devilishly. When both players were down to 3 pieces each, a heavy silence filled the room. Checkmate. Mitch made the most radical move. The crowd roared with newfound energy. We patted his back and carried him off his seat. That was our new champ. Mitch had redeemed himself. He received a standing ovation from the proud teachers and the principal gave him a thumbs up that must have really boosted his zest as the new champion. Upon reminiscing how I perceived Mitch before he won the competition, I personally felt ashamed and inspired at the same time. Ashamed of how I looked down upon him as a loser. Inspired by how grit, determination, and self-belief can get you to achieve your goals. I understand if Mitch refuses to speak to me, but deep down inside I knew he was better than that. Thank you for watching this video.